yet, but yeah, I'm recording now anyway. Sorry about that. Okay, it's completed. It's got a result. Looks fine. Yeah, okay, so now we can get into assignment 5. It's really brief, and we've kind of gone through most of the steps already in previous tutorials. So what we want to do is create an XY plot of a radial force. So the force the strut kind of exerts on the crimper versus the diameter of the crimper. So we're going to create both of those data sets separately. So to create the first one, radial force, so create XY data, which we've been in loads of times now. Field output, request, continue. So we want to reaction force, and we're actually, there's going to be unique nodal as well. Reaction force, magnitude, and then we want to select the nodes that we're going to record that on. So node sets, crimper. Okay, so save that. Okay, so we want to operate on that data now. So that's going to have loads of different values, like for each node. So we have like, yeah, reaction force for each node plotted now. So we want to combine that to get the total reaction force. So if we go into manager, we can see all those values there. But we want to combine them, so we go into create XY data, operate on XY data, continue, and then the operator that we're going to use is sum. Okay. Yeah. Sum. Sum. There you go. And we want to select everything, so just left click on the top one, scroll down to the bottom, hold down shift, left click, and then add to expression. Okay, so we can save that, save as, and I think they called it total reaction force or something. Yeah, total reaction. Okay, so that's saved now. You can plot it if you want from here, but we don't need to do that yet. So that's just through time, or through the different steps. So now we need the other thing is the diameter, again through like the same time steps. So we need to create a new set of data, again through field outputs, unique nodal, and we're looking for U, so displacement, yeah, U, magnitude, elements, and we're just going to select some random node on the crimper, because the displacement is going to be the same. Oh, actually, sorry, we'll pick that from the viewport then. So edit selection, and you should be able to just click on any one there. Okay, so save. Okay. Okay, so now we want to operate on that data. I mean, I have a formula there as well in the brief there that you can use. All them together. Yeah. So operate on XY data, continue. So there should be just one value here. This one. Okay. I'm not sure if that looks right, but we'll just combine them now and you see how that looks. Operate on XY data. So combine. So we want to combine the two data sets that we created into an XY plot. So combine, yeah. And so total diameter, that expression against total reaction force, that expression. Plot. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's the same that they have. Okay, so that's really it for this tutorial. Very, very short. But I'll just talk about the assignment brief now. Or the lab, the project or whatever. Okay, right. So there's a lot in this. This was actually like last year. This was a group project, and it looks like you've the same one. So it is a lot of work. I guess we'll probably be a lot more. We won't really expect as high a standard as last year, considering that there were 2 people working on this last year. The reason it's not a group project this year is because COVID. I guess it's kind of difficult to work in pairs. So yeah, it's just most of the steps in this we've gone through. So if you've been kind of keeping up to date with the tutorials, you should be able to fly through this. And if not, just go back, and you should be fine. Just look at the videos. So there's one additional step that we're doing. It's fatigue. So you're not actually really putting the stent through like fatigue cycles. To do so would be kind of difficult with the kind of basic version of Abaqus that we have. So instead, you're creating one final step called fatigue, and you're decreasing the diameter of the crimper to, it says here, 5 mil, and that's good enough to simulate fatigue. That's just what we're going to say. So it's one step. It's not anything cyclic. So that's kind of the model, right? So what you have to do then is you have to make a number of different changes to your geometry. So thickness of the strut, radius of the fork, thickness of the link, and then so once you've done that, then for each model or for each kind of geometry change that you have, you need to measure 3 things. The chronic outward force of the stent, we literally just looked at that. The mean strain and alternating strain. So we looked at that in one of the past tutorials. I guess grab in the last one, the 4th lab. Yeah, so you remember this one here? We didn't actually do these calculations, but mean strain and alternating strain, and then you can plot mean strain against alternating strain. And what that is essentially a Goodman diagram. So do you remember in the third lab, we couldn't finish the last part because there was the plugin called Goodman Evaluation, and it wasn't available. So I actually just got back from Abaqus now, and that's not available on Abaqus anymore. It's from like 2012. So these notes are just ages old, I guess. But you don't need it. You can just kind of plot the mean strain and alternating strain the way that we did in lab 4. Okay. And then from that, you're not going to calculate fatigue life, but you're going to kind of make a comment on fatigue. So you need to look at how that's done in this paper here, Pelton 2011. I'll just open that up here as well. Yeah, okay, so it's called Nitinol Fatigue Review. And here's the paper here, right? So this is really, this top figure here, figure 5, that's really how you calculate fatigue, right? Your SN curves. But that's not really practical, so we're going to use this Goodman evaluation here. So all these points, not the line, all these points are basically what you're plotting mean strain against alternating strain. And then you can see in this figure here that they've drawn this line, the red line. So what they say is anything below that line is, they expect that to be to not fail under the environment that it's being placed in. Whereas if it's above that line, they're getting failure. So that's really the comment you need to make, right? So you need to plot. So you're changing your geometry a number of times, and you're going to plot the mean strain, the alternating strain, and you'll have all these points here. And then you need to kind of copy this graph, this line here, or something from literature, and then you'll be able to kind of comment on, okay, is this gonna fail? After a number, so like after whatever they said there, 10 to 7 or something, 10 to 7 cycles. Okay, so that's clear, I think. So then there's a few other things that you have to do as well in this. So that's kind of the bulk of it, right? But you also have to do a mesh convergence study. We've done that before. Discuss your element selection, why you chose it, so on. Talk about your boundary conditions and loads, material models. So yeah, explain nitinol. There's a set of slides in the folder, in the tutorial folder for that as well, or in the project folder for that as well. And then produce a uniaxial stress strain curve for a single element. Do you remember I did that? So you have the video on that. Discuss nonlinearity in the model. Discuss the geometry changes you made and how they're going to affect the chronic outward force and fatigue, not fatigue life, but just a comment on fatigue. I think that's pretty clear. The report would be kind of expecting quite a lot. Not as much as last year, but like needs to be a proper engineering report, like even more so than the first Abaqus tutorial. So like introduction, abstract introduction, bit of a lit review. Discuss kind of how they're predicting failure in the paper attached. Discuss nitinol, why it's used in stents and so on. Method section. Results and conclusion and so on. So does anybody have any questions? If not, feel free to top off or whatever. I'll stay on for a while.